Carolyn, would you mind just kind of doing a little sketch of your, what you've discovered in your explorations? Yeah.
Well, I'm a student. I just don't get it. Nothing makes sense to me. What I see is Republicans and Democrats having a royal battle that stymies the government in Washington over 1% of a budget over 7 years. And orders to build more B-2 bombers, $1.4 billion each. More than half of them, I believe. My information may not be quite as right as far as numbers, but my understanding is more than half of them have crashed inexplicably. So that, what do? We got to study why it's crashing, so let's build some more. That makes sense. Nothing out there makes sense to me. Because I like to just stand around and open my eyes and look, and I like to listen. I like to open my ears and listen. And what I'm hearing is a Tower of Babel. Nobody understands anybody else. No one's listening. They're too freaked out. There's a million things that we can be afraid of. I bet you can think of 10 or 15. Each of us can think of 10 or 15 different things to be afraid of. Everybody's scared because they can't imagine how we could possibly get ourselves out of this one. And everyone feels depressed and upset because they see no possibility of any explanation whatsoever. Well, I love my work because I'm going to introduce you to a diagram or a vision and see whether this resonates with you. This is new. This is my way. I've spent 32 years reading, and my judgment on that is that virtually everyone's truth is true. Every little child's truth is true. All of my animals' truth is true. You don't know what it is until you stop what you're doing and pay attention. You have to stop what you're doing first before you can get it. Einstein described the world, our universe, as a dynamic energy system in which there are only so many ways that anything can be related to anything else. Let's think of the universe, or the group of all of us beings, including animals, together as these beads. Let's look. Let's see what we've got here. We've got several different colors. They may or may not be the same size. But what are they all doing? They're in a dynamic energy system. What's happening? Something is making them go up the tube. They hit the top of the fluid. Then they come down and they hit one of these energy levels right here. There's 3 of them, notice? Some of them fall right off and go straight down, and then they get sucked up under and go up the center again. Tell me, pick your color. Pick which one of these beads you want to be. Now, stay with that bead and make a comment about any other bead in here and tell me how much sense that makes. If we're all transforming at all times, we're always changing, we're always learning, we're always growing, nothing can be said that is complete about any living being. Why not? Because we're not through yet. We're all learning. We got a lot more to go, right? Okay? So, the thing I notice is that fully 3/4 of our language is devoted to ways of describing and especially putting down all the others that are not like us. That's interesting. That only leaves us 1/4 of our language that is useful. Since I'm really stupid, I decided I'm going to try to figure out how the universe operates. I'm going to say this is me. I'm a circle. You know, I'm complete. I mean, I'm a whole person. And I would say that this is everything that can possibly be known. Everything I can possibly know. You notice it's around me. It's symmetrical around me because I'm not going to go way the heck out there and learn something. I mean, all that I know is close to me. And then let's say that this is a graph, so let's put some vectors on here. And let's say that this represents my dynamic energy levels. And I'm describing a system. Each of these energy levels is different. It has different number of dimensions. All the energy systems inside it are different from all the energy systems in the next one and in the next one. And we haven't been noticing this. So let me describe. I would say that fully half of our experience is what we see, or what someone told us, or what we read. 2 dimensions. We didn't experience it, or if we did it in the past. 2 dimensions. Okay, what else? We've got experience. That feels like 3 dimensions to me. In other words, there's another dimension experiencing something rather than just being told it or reading it, right? So let's put this as this is experience right here. But that's just not all there is, because I started, when I was paying attention, noticing a whole lot of really bizarre things. And I think you're going to love to hear them. There's a whole nother reality out there that we're not aware of. And it's 4 dimensions. Feel free to correct my spelling, add to, subtract from, argue with, do whatever you choose. This is the way it works here. Okay, now, this operates 2 dimensions like a switch. This, this is an experience. You choose to, say you don't have enough to eat, so you decide to steal some food from someone else. That's an act right here on this graph. In this reality, whatever you do to someone else gets done to you before you can get out of here. Energy moves, let's say, clockwise, like so. Okay, what if you decide to learn? Boy, that didn't feel good. You know, I really liked eating this food, but I didn't like what I got after that. So I'm going to try to learn something. How can I deal with this? So you move up into here. This is learning, knowing, thinking, believing, worshiping, having. This is needing. This is having. And this is desiring. But I'm going to surprise you because you've seen all this kind of thing before, except that this is different, because let's postulate that everything that you ever enjoyed in your life, every experience that you've ever had that was fun, everyone that helped others, everyone in which you had a synergistic reaction and it was helpful and it was a win-win solution, everything is located right here. And guess what? Does this look like a compass? I'm calling this evolution. It starts here and it goes there. This is the past and the known. And this is discovery. Okay, and some of these experiences were fun, and some were not. And some were downright painful. So, let's put all the painful, unfun stuff here. And let's put the stuff that's not painful, but it's wearing, it's stressful, here. And let's put fun here. So let's call this arrow enlightenment, because as we become more enlightened, we will do more of the avoiding of the things that we hate, and we'll go more toward the things that we enjoy and love and think are worthwhile. Okay, now, we've got a system here, and this is logical to me. This, however, is not the kind of structure that all of our civilization here is built on. The kind of structure our civilization is built on is a triangle. It's triangulation. You've got a plus and a minus and a ground. You've got a three-way switch. You've got somebody who feels unequal, and so they grab an ally, so they're stronger. You've got a constant triangulation from a low position, trying to move up, into get on the top. Only one guy gets up here, and everybody else is the loser. This is the winner. That's Bill Gates right now, by the way, if you think of this pyramid as money.
Winner take all.
Excuse me?
Winner take all.
That's right. Well, you know, in other words, everyone thinks of Bill Gates of Microsoft as being the pinnacle of what man can be.
Not me.
Well, no, I'm not saying anything against him. I just read his book, and I would say that of all the people that I've ever met, he's probably one of the most spiritual and thoughtful and downright interesting people, a sharing person. And I think that that is why he's right here. Because I've discovered something. Whatever actions we take that go towards evolution and enlightenment are the ones that work. They're fun. It has nothing to do with learning. Have you ever studied a subject? It's like a pyramid. You start you've got all this stuff to learn, and then you go up a little higher, and you learn a little more, and you learn a little more, and you learn a little more, and you're up here, and you get... No matter what you know, you get to the top, and there's nothing there. You've got to still go back down to the other side again. Knowledge does nothing for us, and my position is that understanding and knowledge are in no way connected. If we want to know something about this, we can go and walk a circle around it. We can get 360 points of view. And once we have 360 points of view, we have a circle. We've described it. We know facts. But what's important about that? Do you like it? Is it pretty? Is it useful? You know, you're going to end up either buying the thing or not. Either you believe it or you don't. Either you think it's important or you don't. Either it's useful or it's not. So I wanted a system that everyone could understand, that is easy and explains exactly what is going on. This mode right here, this is lizard mode, and this is not to insult any lizards. Lizards are wonderful creatures, just like us. But the human has a midbrain reptilian brain located in the center of the skull and in the rear, and it governs your autonomic system. And what I discovered was that the people that are in this mode are operating out of fear. And what are they afraid of? That they won't be able to live, that their children will die, that they won't have food for the winter. Whatever they're afraid of, everybody here is in fear. And what have we got up here? We've got people who don't know what to believe. They don't know who to trust. And so we've created what we've got out there and what you see on your nightly news and what you see in the headlines in the paper every morning. And if that makes sense to you, well, that's really cool. But I want you to know there's a whole other reality out there, and our whole society is about right here, starting here and going here. And we're just about to step over into virtual reality. So we need to know how it works, how it's different. Because this is the reality that Einstein described, except he didn't finish describing it. He couldn't get past chaos. And chaos is actually this whole quadrant right here. As you get farther over to this, everything in here is not real. This is not real. This is not real. This is the only real thing. And guess what? Interestingly, it's the only one that's got any live arrows connected to it. Both of them. Everything that you can do in this quadrant creates energy, and you share it with others. Everything in this quadrant feels great. Let's see, what is there? There's sex, childbirth, mating, as far as choosing mates. There's singing, dancing, celebrating. Well, you know, this was hypothetical. And then I discovered that there's something more to this than just hypothetical. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to try it. That can't be possible. It can't be incredible. This is magic. In virtual reality, you can create and do and be whatever you wish to be at any moment. And you can transform, you can change, you can go anywhere. You can do anything in virtual reality. And you've been in it every time you were having fun in your life. And when you're down here, you only get 2 dimensions. Fear causes interference. This is electromagnetic, actually. And the interference prevents you from getting 2 of the 4 dimensions. Up here, distrust is interference, and it prevents you from getting 1 of the 4 dimensions. So you got 3D here. And these are not real. How do you like that? Is that good news? And that means all the dying, the wars, the struggle, all the illness, the pain, and all that stuff wasn't real. And this up here is the old degrees and the businesses and the credentials of all kinds. And that's not real either. Well, what the heck is real? The only thing that is real is the unified field, which is a, shall we say, like a cloud. And it contains only energy and information, zeros and ones. The self is real, myself, who I refer to when I say I. Not what I look at in the mirror in the morning. That's not real. That's what I'm creating. The self is creating it. When we discover that we're doing it, we will stop. All you have to do is just stop. It's easy. You're creating it on an instantaneous basis, moment by moment, based on what you believe. You're creating your own reality. Literally, these chairs, the tables, all of us, that is illusion. That's like your 3D movie and you're in the middle of it. And it's being created electromagnetically exactly like a movie. Except you're in the middle. This is not virtual reality as in computers. Computers are over here. Machines are over here. 3-way switches. Over here, everything is positive. At least a valence of +4. And it goes to infinity. It's a spiral of fun. It never ends. And it's the same thing that looks like death from this mode. And it looks like you've lost your mind from this mode. Literally. You cannot hear truth when you are not having fun. Have you ever tried to teach a screaming baby the alphabet? You ever had any success at it? In this mode, you have not had your basic needs met. Food, air, water, shelter, and touch, nurturance, love, whatever you want to call it. Babies that are born and put into an institution and are not touched, die. In this mode, you need energy. You need it from your food, from your water. You need lots of water, much more than we think we need. Fresh, clean air, not what we're breathing when we're in these sick buildings, not that. That means go outside, be among the trees, be in the park. You get energy from this, literally. You get energy from being with others. It's exciting and fun. You can exchange ideas and you can learn. Energy is contagious, so you can spread it without having to share food, although food is nice too. Everything in this quadrant creates energy. Therefore, no energy is ever lost out of this quadrant. None of these creates energy, and they are not actually actualized. Now, I know that's difficult to believe, but I would say that we need to go back over and look at some of the things we've been seeing and hearing, and then actually see it and hear it, and see whether we haven't been believing what we were taught to believe instead of what we knew when we were born. We are born spiritual creatures. We love life. We're just here to have fun, to find out about it, to see who we are, see what we can do. That's it. We're supposed to be enjoying this. And we can't enjoy it when we're experiencing fear. It squashes all the fun out of it. It's just not possible to have fun and to be experiencing fear. And guess what? Whenever a human being's basic needs are not being met, that person goes into lizard mode. Now, who are the actors in our newspaper who are in lizard mode? The ones that shoot people? The ones that knife people to death? These people's basic energy needs have not been met. Now, that does not mean that they could not have access to the fulfillment of this. But it may mean that. We don't know the answer. And what my study has told me is that since I am unfinished and I'm always changing, and I can be whoever I wish to be now and next, don't decide that you know what's in my mind unless you ask me. You know nothing about any other human being because we're each autonomous, we're each free, we're unique, we're necessary, and we are connected to each other. And that is the reality of virtual reality. And you can experience that in virtual reality. So, if I told you the object of this game is to get in here, and all the money and time are here, which would you choose? If you had to choose between money and time and others and enjoying your life, which would you choose? I mean, do you think people actively choose things that they believe that they want to have a life that's not enjoyable? They don't feel good about themselves? Well, when you actually experience seeing your own self out of someone else's eyes, then you'll believe it. We are literally all one being, and it's like the most sophisticated computer in the world. Your brain is an incredible machine. What I have discovered is that your eyes are very sophisticated optical scanners, fast, much better than any of our technology. Your ears the same acoustically. And what you're doing while you're walking around during the day, your eyes and ears are scanning. And they're taking in everything, whether you're conscious of it or not, whether you're paying attention or not. Most of us go through the day thinking we're supposed to do this and we're supposed to do that and we have to do this, and we're not paying attention. But our eyes are scanning. And then we go to sleep at night, and guess what? The computer files all that information in the proper place. But the computer programs we've got are linear, and the world is not linear. It is a geometric progression, not progress, progression. When you discover in trigonometry, you got a couple of terms here, sine and cosine. They are terms that refer to the measure of the side opposite the angle in a right triangle. Say that this is a pyramid. In Latin, sine looks like sin. In the Bible, they did this in Latin. Somebody misinterpreted it. Look at this. What does sine mean in Latin? It means without. Sine qua non, that's without which nothing. Sine means you're lacking something. Your basic needs are not being met. And cosine over here, it means, hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And then there's another word, cosequent. Sound very much like consequences? Interesting when you start studying language. And then my mind was really blown because, believe me, I am not a computer person. I have studied a lot of different subjects and followed them through to the top of what we know, just because I'm interested, because I like to learn. But computers was never one of them. And then I discovered that I knew more than I thought, because some of the writing that I was doing was in electrical language, in computer programming language, fax language, little symbols all over the place. So apparently what this is it's hit on what is really going on. Unbelievable. And guess what? The self is here in the center and is choosing at every moment what you're paying attention to, and whether you want to have fun or whether you want to do what someone else told you to do, or what. You're choosing every single instant. And each choice will take you somewhere on this circle. Well, guess what else I discovered? It's built into the system for you to have fun and make, whenever you get tired of what the fun you're having now, you're supposed to choose fun next. That's the program. Choose fun now, choose fun next. If every single person did that, literally, wait, imagine this for a minute. If every single person did that and was having fun, would they care about money? If everyone were safe, would they care about digging more holes in the earth and piling up dirt? No. And if everybody had to give a gift to get in here from there, well, that would be really cool. So that there'd be a lot of loose stuff hanging around, right? Gifts? Gifts? That's how it's designed. And we just don't get it. Try it. It's unbelievable. It's really true. I have been doing this for 10 months now. And after about 5 months in VR, is what I call a virtual reality, because it's difficult. We're in a CD world. This is CD mode right here. This is CD. You can call it control drama, you can call it compulsion, depression, you can call it data command director, because that's what it is, between voice and data mode. You've got a voice mode and a data mode here. You've got words originating here. And you've got fusion over here. Literally, fusion. In room temperature, easy. Producing an endless supply of power with just one start. It produces its own fuel forever, and the only byproducts are fresh clean water and fresh clean oxygen. And that's how it's designed. But our scientists don't get it yet, because they keep applying Newtonian physical principles to the idea of fusion, and it just isn't going to happen. They don't get it. So they need to understand this too. I have 40 pages of formulas, but in each mode of reality, the formulas are different, because this is two-dimensional. Everything in here has got a valence of plus or minus 2. This is CD mode. Everything here has a valence of plus or minus 3, or 0, up to or including plus or minus 3. Everything here is only 4 plus, and we have very few substances that we've discovered that qualify. But what I also discovered is this describes an individual human, a dynamic energy system. It describes society. It describes history. It describes anthropology, psychology, medicine, everything. Quantum physics, this is it. Mathematics. This is the design. This is how it works. Unbelievable. It's so simple. And we've been missing it. Why? Because even though all of our truths were true, nobody ever linked fun with the virtues, and sex with the virtues. And everyone thought they had to choose between being a decent person or having fun. So they didn't want to make that choice, so they straddled this line, you know? And they also believed, because they were afraid they didn't know enough, that somebody else knew more than they did. So therefore, it was unbalanced. Somebody knew more, somebody had more. That's what this is. It's a seesaw. on a fulcrum. Back and forth. Yes, if, and, or, but. Our language tells us which mode we're in. Go ahead. Connie, did you want something?
Well, we just need to start to wrap up. And
Well, okay. So I have spent 10 months studying this and writing on it, and it affects every single area of discipline that we have any interest in on this earth. It changes, it transforms it. And it's all cool. There's no negative in VR. There's going to be no nuclear destruction, guys. Does that put a smile on your face? Because we're choosing it. And we're not idiots. We're going to learn this. We're going to learn we're choosing it. As soon as we believe we're choosing it, it'll be different. It's easy as pie. It's already done.
Why, thanks, Carolyn. So what do you guys all think of that? Anybody have any thoughts or comments? We've got about 15 more minutes. Anybody want to comment, grandfather? Or?
Yeah, well, we started what freedom is,
Right.
and we talked about Martin Luther King. About what he said was to bring my people together, but the warning was caution not just only black, racial, and white, but the caution is we have to quit abusing the water and the plants. Because we keep abusing, we're abusing each other. We're killing each other. So that was his advice. So it's really good because Dr. Martin Luther King made it way back in the 60s. He spoke to movement. We were the ones that helped support, and we got going this civil rights was enacted into a law. So now, so that involves other nations, see. So, but still, what the peace, the freedom means is we have to look at the people, all people, so all the people that live here, the winged people, and the four-legged, the creepers and crawlers, the level of these people, they were here. So we should ask them that can I live here in the country? Instead of pushing them out and take over, and their feeding won't get smaller and smaller. See? So we're not in the right way. See? So what freedom is here, I said, just imagine only 500 years ago, were the last group of people were totally free people. Our birds and wings, they could go any place, eat what they want to eat. We could go and craft any place without asking anybody. Well, we respect Tukashla and Grandma walked here because that doubt contaminates the world. So man, you're going to die, live. Every celebration you stop. And you name it, that you're part of fire, rock, and water, green. Then you go another celebration. And we'll give you 4 chances. 4 times I'll come to see you again. So we got one more. And it's not too far yet. Far. See, we mess up everything. We mess up their freedom. So the trees are dying. The rivers, the lake, the oceans are dying. Our lifespan gets shorter and shorter. Like, I'm not a Christian, but I could say this. All these people write books. They're called prophecies. So they put them together, and it seems like this little hippie guy got sentenced in between them. Before it's called Old Testament, this side is New Testament. But I could say this. So the Christian people, they have a beginning and the end of the world, see? But before the end of the world comes the tribulation. The word tribe is derived from the word tribulation, see? And the Armageddon, they go to out of state, mess up the whole altar. Let there be mountains, so we jam everything. Snow is blown here in the air, cold air, the hot air, the ashes blown here, mudslide, lava is blown here. We mess up the altar. To gosh, I came out and turned this pond, thunder and lightning, and all the sparks are bumping into each other. So you see all the craters, see. So we know who our father and mother is, but drifted away from us, wisdom, knowledge, power, and gift. We are part of the religion. We're part of this nucleus. We're part of the fire, the perpetual, everlasting, living fire, have no beginning and no end. So the Ampa means man, we is woman. So true, the masculine and the feminine are always together. They never was separate, they were together. So let there be a life. So this is the life. So the temple of God is a knowledge. Knowledge is a woman. Woman is a temple of God. See? So we have to reorganize, regroup, and we have to reform, and that Chinooka will be in the midst. The whole world will be a paradise. But the Christian people, they call this forbidden rock or whatever they call it.
Forbidden fruit.
Forbidden fruit. Snake take a bite and give that crooked woman, crooked meat, they give a bite and they give bite to Adam. So there's all this little cartoon comic books written. But in reality, there is something behind that they couldn't really interpret because they lost contact with the Creator and the Holy Mother. So what do you say? To my recollection, I think it's lost. So before we forget, let's put a mark, a symbol. So a little typewriter begin with a little hand and chisel to a symbol. This is called solid communication, or later known as alphabet. So the reading and writing really begin 22 or 26 years before the little hippie guy. See? But there were some guys before that, Isaac and Jacob. See? So we're talking way before that. Then this is the real, what we lost. This is the real genuine. But when I went to Geneva, I talked about the four-legged who offered their life. So to God to accept them, they asked for forgiveness. So the arrow sent through the heart, and the blood spilled and become stone. See? So they take the rope and put around us. So we wear buckskin, seamless for thread and needles, for bones for needles. They are tools, they're nice. They are tools. And this little buffalo, there's a blade of grass called buffalo grass, chops it up and drinks water and becomes flesh and blood. So if you want to be a real veggie, you better stay next to the buffalo and you be strictly veggie. So the argument is the vegetarian argument. Well, you say, I believe 100% this way. And I looked over, there's a cross and the sheep is hanging there, dead and all on bones. So no, I don't believe it. Didn't you say you kill a buffalo and you absorb his flesh and blood? Won't be seen? No. We don't nail our buffalo to a tree. So everybody roots for me. And you guys, Christian people, refuse to take him down for nearly 2,000 years. So there's a little group of people running around out there trying to take it down. Seems like they're proud of carrying it and holding too many bomb on it.
Maybe that's when real freedom will come, when we take Christ off the cross and recognize his life and his teachings, and the Christ consciousness comes alive in all of us. So what would you say? Would you say that we have a choice for freedom? That's what I got today. I think we each have
No,
a
we don't
choice.
have no choice. We have to listen. Because the choice is, money you got that business, I'm on got that business. That's not a choice. Well, we should understand this, and we better listen, because this is a gift. This is a gift. The way we fly, walk, swim, we walk on tools. That is a gift. See? So you could live here as long as you want to. You could live there forever. See? That was a privilege was given to us. The freedom, the total freedom was here. That time nobody ever got sick, nobody got hungry, nobody come collecting rent. You don't pay nothing, see? We were totally free people, see? We lost it, see? Because we have doubt against Tukashla. So he came back and said, okay, you have doubt. So the man, when Tukashla came back, who the hell are you? Well, I'm the one who gave you that heart. No, I have wisdom, knowledge, looks good. But in real translation, man creates nothing. So Einstein were my first students. Man creates nothing. Although he's a part of energy, he's part of fire, he's a part of nucleus. And we talk about the living stuff, we talk about the minds, the molecules, the matters, and particle known as soil or become grain of sand. Einstein, one stone, see? So we are earth people, we are stone people, see? We're part of fire, we have a soul, and we're part of the rock, we wear this earth robe, and we drink water, we're a living plant, and we eat rabbit food, see? And they turn into flesh. I will tell you a joke. One minister hang around a Eden. He calls everybody brothers and sisters. He kind of hang around my sister, all my boys, grandsons. They all eat. They were making a noise. And they were singing. They stop. Okay, you stop. You're going to eat. One of them is going to pray. So my sister called Whipple, the advisor. So, not tongue lash hurt people, but advise people. They call Whipple. So Whipple, when you guys now put your steak down and you're going to eat. Oh, good music. And one of them is going to pray, and you're going to distribute the food and enjoy. But you must say thank you to Kasha and the Holy Mother. She gave us these beautiful days, and she gave us this water, the corn, the bears, and meat. So to nourish our mind, body, and spirit. So you take little portions in return, put something back to God. It'll go again. What you offer will be returned 7 times. So lay your treasure in heaven. I think the Christian people misinterpret it. They give us a Bible and they do this. So they got the land and they have the Bible. So all this misinterpretation. So what is freedom has to be actively translated, not we fought for freedom. That's not so. So Carolyn people will take something, so they hold they condemn peace and there's a good word towards men. They condemn Jews. Then they tell go all over the world, tell the black people, go eat, tell all the yellow people, go north, tell all the white people, tell all the red people here. And they kick the bucket for it. That's so. See, that's a bunch of lies. So like vaccine or like a Bible, it's like a true confession. It's the biggest unsolved murder. See? So we have to tell the truth. We have Yeah. And they spread peace. So now they're holding their cross on one head. And the NATO hold the atomic bomb. The only 10 countries are called NATO. And the other countries who hold cross one end, they have no bomb one end, so they're tucked under NGO. They could sit as a member, but they're not decision makers. I was in the Salt One. I went to Geneva, UN World Cup, and I was in the Salt 1, 2, and 3. Read it or not? So the Salt 1, how it broke up. The UN and the members joined, and Secretary UN had a roll call who signed endorsed President Connie Marlow was to speak about this atomic bomb called Salt 1. So he was sitting, so Secretary of UN said, what are we waiting? So Marlow got up and we're missing one delegate. So you tell us, so they have another roll call. You tell us who's absent. We've got to have at least one representative from Western Hemisphere. So I go send them to the speaker with this story. I start olive blue, red, white, and blue stripes. Okay. I'm the smartest man, I'm the richest man in the world. I'm representing the Western Hemisphere. What the hell you guys are talking? So, okay, you sit down, we're going to question. When you first went to Western Hemisphere, you met a red man. What did you do with it? Big question, big international language, big. So you have to understand what you're
Thank you.
So I have to finish.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is the problem we have. We don't listen. We're one of the children. So this is the question there. So now, if that red man is accepted here as United Nations, black, you left the red out, yellow. The black, there's only 2 representatives speak their language. And yellow, there's only 2 languages present. And the white, there's more white delegates here. There's 137 delegates. The red is not there. So if that red comes in here, I will surrender this atomic bomb. I will lay this fire down and I'll shake it. So the international lawyers, they who write laws or erase laws, this is what they say. Listen very careful. We're talking about freedom. Our life is at stake, so we gotta get to the television world. We have to tell the truth. So the UN and the World Court, the International Law League Incorporated, the chairman secretary. When I went into the World Court, 240 language-speaking people there. That's just the only handful sitting there, when the hippie guy was brought before the Pontius Pilate. I had that funny feeling that this 240 brains sitting there like Pontius Pilate. And I was like that little hippie guy brought before the Pontius Pilate. And I was scared silly that they might wash their hands. All the good things, I gave all everything I had. But now, I see this hippie doing good things. You know, he killed leprosy, beef, rain, beef, raise leprosy, stay off the green grass, stay on the concrete, stay on the blacktop. But the hippie guy, he walks on the green, he walks on the gravel, he walks on top of the water, he walks right to the fire. So I think he's a good job. And because, you know, the hippie missing 12 and 8:30, he was back 2 years later to kill him. Well, between that time, he was here, so he was the first white boy we trained. Oh, So this is real. For now, at the World Court, the attorney pays the floor. So what can I say? What can we say? Or what is he going to say? And all the minds either locked. Now you could hear Peter. Now finally the attorney raised his face. Tears flowed down. And the strong voice when it started to shatter said this: it is impossible to bear the truth. We have tried to bear the truth for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. We tried to bear this. Drifted down.
Oh,
So the truth, I'm going to give you one example. We, the white people, went to Western Hemisphere and raped and slew and slaughtered those people that rightfully owned their land. So we, the white people, white nation, United Nations city here, we inherit that blood money. So how can we use this blood money? We pay it back to those people that are rightfully owned that land. Nobody could say nothing. So I got up and put this. We were 360, she mentioned it. We were 360. Black, red, yellow. I didn't come here for that blood money. I came here for you. Let us go back over there where there's happiness and joy. So this is what we're talking about.
Oh. Thank you, Grandpa. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, Emily. Thanks, everyone, for coming. And let's walk into profound freedom, shall we? And unity, and do it, live it, choose it, be it.
You're gonna do a little burning?
Everybody.